I ain't got no carrot shoes. My name is James Brown.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the Snatch Game moments that made RuPaul fall apart. Number 10, Lucy LaDuca. The overstuffed Snatch Game gave plenty of queens the opportunity to shine. Some just fell on their faces. Ru could barely get past Anitra's feminized Gordon Ramsay character's name.
Gorginia Ramsay.
But it was Lucy LaDuca's Joan Rivers that really had RuPaul losing it on set.
Joan Rivers, he's a rocket scientist.
I've had a team of rocket scientists working on this face for years. You do amazing, amazing work. I've been pulled so many times I put a tampon in my chin.
If it wasn't her pitch-perfect impression, it was her constant back and forth between contestants who weren't performing quite as well. The host was already over Sugar and Spice's bizarre performances, but when Joan shut Sugar down in the middle of an attempt at a joke, RuPaul didn't laugh so much as scream.
Let's move on down to the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa, what'd you say?
They say a picture what is that saying? Like a picture.
It's worth 1,000 words, asshole.
Number 9, Baga Chips. This Drag Race UK contestant found the right combination of pop culture references and butt kissing to get RuPaul on board.
Who's your favorite author?
You, Paul, sit on my face.
In the first edition of RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. the World, Baga played Kathy Bates for the Snatch Game. Although, let's be real, it wasn't Kathy Bates, it was Annie Wilkes, Bates' Oscar-winning and copyright-protected role from Misery. She played her as a deranged superfan who set her sights on RuPaul himself.
I'm halfway through, Guru. Please tell me more, please. Oh my God. Does Michelle get rid of her crabs? Does Cheryl Hole win a badge?
Not only was it free advertising for Ru's book Guru, but Baga's increasingly unhinged jokes actually took the host aback several times.
Hey, Paul,
Yes.
catch this.
Thank you, Kathy Bates.
At some points, it's hard to tell if Ru is genuinely laughing or terrified.
Pray to the Lord. The fornication, you don't need it, Paul. You don't need the fornication. I don't go to the bank and say, hey, Mr. Bollinger, sign me a big bastard of a check.
Number 8, Gottmik. Paris Hilton has enough quirks and trademark lines that any queen could coast on an impression.
Hey, Ru, how's it going? Just let me know when the cameras are rolling and we'll kill it.
Well, we've started. The cameras are rolling.
Oh shit, that's so embarrassing. Sorry.
But season 13 finalist Gottmik really made some incredible and subtle choices to bring the heiress, businesswoman, reality star, and DJ to life. From the voice change to the hilariously out-of-touch answers, Mick had Ru and her fellow contestants in stitches.
There was a girl, Winnie, on my flight, and I mentally counseled her because she smelled insane.
If there's one thing Ru loves, it's crude humor. It was a particularly well-timed joke about a specific part of the human anatomy of all things that made RuPaul practically fall to the floor. Gottmik could have won the whole challenge on that moment alone.
I'm not good at this, Ru. I'm kind of over it.
Number 7, Alaska and Katya. Yes, it's a competition, but when two queens play off each other so effortlessly, we all win.
I'm very excited because I also said clinic.
You said clinic!
Yeah. How many bones do I win?
How many bones do you want?
On the long-awaited All-Stars 2, eventual finalists Alaska and Katya were a dynamic duo.
See you after the show, Bubbles.
As classic Hollywood bombshell Mae West and Icelandic singer Bjork, the two matched wits and quips to hilarious effect.
I'm down for anything, especially I'd like to eat her hair. It looks like pastrami.
Their risque exchanges had Ru actively feeding them more joke setups. It's such a notable difference from how he treats Tatiana and Detox, who weren't serving quite as much. Alaska and Katya had him wheezing and gasping for breath, but he couldn't help himself. Someone get Ru an inhaler because we're a little worried at this point.
You don't beat around the bush, do you,
I beat around the bush all the time. What are you talking about?
Number 6, Alexis Michelle. RuPaul loves a queen who knows her herstory.
It's Liza with a Z. It has a Z.
Liza with a Z.
With a Z, bro.
Contestants who bring classic divas to Snatch Game are sure to get some attention from Ru. When Alexis Michelle played Liza Minnelli, she had big, sparkly heels to fill. and she filled them well. Her Liza was a great impression, but also paid tribute to her status as a gay icon. But most importantly, she had a lot of fun with it.
I said Lady Bunny's palace.
Her palace.
Because there's nothing like playing the palace.
So did Ru. By the time Alexis began showing off Liza's manic jazz hands and talent for kicking fabulously at nothing in particular, Ru just couldn't catch a breath.
Ru, I said that you can swap jazz hands.
Can you show us your jazz hands?
Number 5. Bimini Bon-Boulash. The UK queens already know a heavy British accent goes a long way with RuPaul.
You know what they say, Wu?
What is that?
The nipples are the eyes of the face. And you've got gorgeous nipples.
For that reason alone, playing tabloid mainstay Katie Price is an inspired choice. But what's better is that Price is the kind of person whose behavior just attracts attention, even if she doesn't always understand why.
I walked in the stables and caught my horse cheating on me again.
As Price, Drag Race UK Season 2 favorite Bimini Bon-Boulash was operating on another plane. Bimini's loopy statements about various body parts and wild stories about her life were so unexpected, RuPaul was guffawing with laughter. He nearly fell off his mark and left the frame at one point.
I didn't have time to write anything.
Number 4. Raja OHara. This All-Stars Season 6 contestant had a very simple approach to pulling the comedy out of her LaToya Jackson.
Do you do any dating, LaToya?
Well, nowadays I just sit at home with mother.
Make a bunch of statements about herself, and then say something that completely contradicts what she just said.
Well, I am a fitness expert, although I don't like to work out.
It was a winning formula for Ru. Raja OHara's airheadedness as LaToya had Ru doubling over with laughter. Considering Eureka and Pandora weren't shining nearly as much, it made Raja's incredible impression stand out even more.
So I would have to say catnip. I tried it once back in the day. You remember that, Ru?
No, I don't actually.
I don't either.
Number 3. Jinx Monsoon and Trinity the Tuck. The all-winners Snatch Game was wild from start to finish. Even the worst performances were hilarious.
It's so wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to be anywhere, really.
Yes.
You know, I've been dead for quite some time.
Jinx Monsoon slayed the challenge the second time around, and had RuPaul and the other queens in stitches the whole time. While the Season 5 winner's original appearance as Little Edie Beale is still an all-timer, her rendition of the legendary Judy Garland stole the show.
Now that we're at the midway point, is that my camera?
By the time RuPaul was wrapping things up, the challenge had devolved into a free-for-all of laughter. But it was Jinx and Trinity the Tuck's moment of comedic one-upmanship that sent Ru over the edge and into a fit of hysterics.
May the best woman
They changed it to drag queen.
Number 2. Jujubee. She may be the perennial runner-up of the franchise, but this celebrated queen knows how to serve up comedy and impersonation.
Now, Eartha, does love have 9 lives?
Love has many lives, like cats.
She killed it as Cher on UK vs. the World, but it was her viral moment as Eartha Kitt in All Stars 5's Snatch Game of Love that made Ru and everyone at home cackle.
The first thing somebody notices about me is my big, wet smile.
Even before Jujubee finished answering a question about how she'd keep her lover warm at night, RuPaul was losing it. Jujubee had to pause to even get to her now iconic punchline about turning the thermostat up to a sensible 74 degrees.
So if we went up there for a winter visit, how would you keep me warm at night?
I would sensually walk to the thermostat and turn up the thermostat to a sensible 74 degrees.
Ru's screams of laughter are probably still echoing through the rafters. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Alyssa Edwards. Not a season of Drag Race can go by without a Mommy Dearest reference, it seems.
How are the kids, Joan?
Are you deliberately trying to embarrass me in front of these reporters?
That's why Alyssa Edwards' choice to do Joan Crawford by way of Faye Dunaway in the infamous biopic about her is so smart. While Alyssa famously failed the first time she did the Snatch Game, she delivered this time. She blurted out lines from the movie even when they didn't necessarily make sense.
Wire hangers, Joan?
No wire hangers ever! Why?
Well, that don't make no kind of sense.
But Ru could not help himself because her entire performance was too entertaining to ignore. That's why the number 1 rule of Snatch Game is always make Ru laugh.
This ain't my first time.
Yes, at the where?
At the Snatch Game.
What Snatch Game performance still makes you cry laughing? Tell us in the comments.
What is BBW?
It's Beautiful Balkan War Survivor. Yes.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.